we have a blank character sheet ready to go for our second random character tonight. And who's it going to be? Place your bets. Place your bets. Do we have a Dragonborn? Do we have a Tiefling? Do we have a Wizard? Do we have a Barbarian? Place your bets. Place your bets. Yeah, Shadzar, that's true. Well, yes, if all of you need to know, Shadzar is a vampire werewolf mimic. And we need to make sure that we are open and affirming to Shadzar for this lifestyle. Jose, Taking 20 is a good YouTube channel. Spicy Larry, going into the plains, a bandit gang jumps out. King is not amused by having a child prodigy abjuration wizard. Why can't we have both, King? Does Spicy Larry win 14 and 16? Oh, of course. Spicy Larry gets 75 EXP. Rowmonger is, Rowmonger's double in the EXP. Derek Shadzar, do you need a hug? Oh, jeez. Okay, so between Hui and Babakis. Jose has summoned me. Jose has said Maddie. Rowmonger says Tiefling. If she's an abjuration wizard, says King, you'd think she'd have some protection. Jeez. Look, that happened before. She became a wizard afterwards. A human fighter. That's what King is hoping for. Human fighter. We have an embodied mouther. How many characters have you made so far here? Oh, geez. We've made a lot. 50? With about 5 for each campaign, and we're at 10 campaigns or so. Tail swishes for the win. 2 or 3 a night for 3 weeks now. It's really 5 a week for some time. Catching up. Actually, I think I just described a campaign without a big bad. I think so too, Babakis. Hui says you're just trying to make a simple dungeon to start things off. If you want something like that, Huinami, check out the water dungeon that we made 2 weeks ago. That was a fairly simple one. Jose, we've been up for about end of January. Yes, it's been about 2 months now, going on 3. I don't want to think about the timeline where she was a child prodigy caster and had a baby. Nope, she had the baby first because she was kind of an urchin charlatan, and a wizard caught her stealing and said, "We're going to turn your life around now. Put your kid in the orphanage or whatever, or put it in some sort of foster care, and I'm going to educate you. I'm going to teach you, and you're going to make something of yourself." So he was a rather harsh mentor. The baby still exists, but she's getting her life on track, and she's able to use her scampy charlatan skills as an abjuration wizard to work to work against the Thieves Guild as sort of like an inside informant. Hey, look at you, Rowmonger. Yeah, nice. Nice. And good advice. Hui, you are getting some good advice. So, yeah. you guys are really good here with that. That's amazing. I really appreciate you all lending your ideas and expertise. And for King staying his hand from the King's justice. All right, let's determine a couple things here about our character. We have a handy-dandy role guide for that. First things first, boy, girl, or multi-classed. That's a percentile roll. 79. Well, we had a female character, now we have a male character. Next up, we're going to roll a d10 for the race. 8. Half-Orc. Who favors his orc side. Going to be medium-sized. Next up is alignment. That's 2D100. 94 and 8. We have a lawful evil character. Minds of Fandelver? Yes, I agree, Bobicus. Hey, not young, your Dungeon Master D20, you're lurking tonight. Do you have a link to that Excel sheet? I did not make that. That is something that Bobicus made off of my original Open Office role guide that was in a Word, a word processor type document. That is in Discord, and I'm sure if you ask Bubonic One really nicely, he might be able to put a link over to you for that. Or if you're on our Discord, I could always repost it too, Dungeon Master. But hey, if you're only in lurk mode, that's fine. I'm happy to have you aboard, and thank you for that. Yep, Shadzar, you start in a tavern. That's a very good, that's a time-honored opening scene. What? That's not the worst place Bobicus. Come on now. Oh, I'm sorry if I... Look, we have Bobo... I don't know if Bobo's here still, but we have Bobo, Bubonic One, and Bobicus. We have the Balluminati or whatever. Yeah. Oh, jeez, Shadzar. Jeez. Bubobicus are undiffer. You're hive-minded. Or bive-minded. Hive-binded? Hive-binded. We're coming up with a new D&D race here. Alright, what else do we need to roll? We have a lawful evil character. Is King, is lawful evil 100% good like what we were talking about the other night? Level's a 1D100. 68? Why, that would happen to be a level 11 character. Of the 2 ASIs, or ability score increases, let's see if he gets any feats. 25. Nope, we're going to take 2 stat bumps. Background, we're going to come down here and roll a 13-sided die. 6. An artisan, alright, so a guild artisan or a merchant. And we can decide which one as we develop his character more. No, you'll have to accumulate some more EXP probably, Derek. Bive-minded works. We are bive-minded. Derek says, lawful evil, you have my attention. As a guild, actually, we'll just put guild here, and then we get to roll a D20 for which product this person peddles, like either makes or peddles. 7. We'll reference what that means later. Right now, we're making placeholders, and we're going to build a story from all of these placeholders. Now we're going to roll 2d8 and 3d6 to determine his background, his personality, stuff like that. 8 and 8. Okay, well, 8 is 1. If you're doing this at home randomly, maybe he's super obsessed with 8. But we're going to need something other than 8. 8, okay. 5. He's super obsessed with whatever 8 is, but we'll go with 8 and 5. Just because we want to be able to bring a little bit more outline to our random characters here. And then our 3d6 is 5, 3, 6. Oh, you know what? When I finish this character, I was going to talk about some kind of rules of the tabletop when discussing sensitive things. I will bring that up when we finish this character, because I think that could be a very important lesson or something to bring up. Okay. Now we need to determine what the heck we have here. There's a nice big golden button. That's a D12. And 7. We have a Paladin. Which kind of Paladin? We come down here. There we go. We get a fighting style, which is a D4. And then we get a D3 for the oath. D4 is 4. D3 is 3. Fighting style is 4. This is protection. And the oath for 3 is an Oath of Vengeance. There we go. Lawful Evil. Oath of Vengeance. Name the character Lily, you say. Nobody calls me Lily, even though that's my name. Well, because especially with the whole Thieves Guild Abjure subplot, an evil merchant would be an interesting interaction. I agree. Hey, it's like this stuff writes itself. No, wait, then you'd just be gilding the lily. Weep wow. Rowmonger going all in, and oh no, well, not all in, but went in pretty high and is down to 10-10. Oh no, is evil, can be an Oathbreaker. Oh, that's true, we do have an evil paladin. You're right, actually, we have an evil paladin, don't we? In fact, we have a whole thing down here. It's not down here. It is, I know where it was on my other one. We had a whole whatsamabooble for evil characters. Is it up here? Ah, if evil cleric or paladin is rolled, you can roll a D100 for below. Oathbreaker, or we can stick to vengeance. So I don't know. So we rolled a vengeance, but let's see. Is it an 81 to 100, or is it going to be a 1 to 80? Let's find out, because we might have to consult the DMG for an Oathbreaker paladin. 1 to 80. Here we go. What are we going to get? Bubonic One brought up a really good point. Evil Paladin. Gonna roll a percentile. And 8. Dun 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 dun. Oathbreaker Paladin. I was going to make a quote about 8, but I don't remember exactly how it goes. Derek says, so maybe a bodyguard who had one of their charges die and took as an offense to their honor is now seeking to correct the dishonor. So that would be good for vengeance. But Derek, Bubonic One did bring up the point that evil paladins can be Oathbreakers. And we haven't made an Oathbreaker yet. So I'm actually kind of excited that we did this, because we'll get to delve a little bit into some interesting territory. Oh, the stream just caught up for you. Okay. Rowmonger goes all in. Kapow! 2020 experience now. Nice. Okay. Now we have a little bit more generation to go through for, you could say it's ancillary stuff. It can have some mechanical benefits. Anyway, we'll get to that in a second. We have a half-orc. And how tall is he? Well, we're going to start at 4'10" and roll 2d10 and add it. We're adding 12 inches, so he is 5 foot 10 inches tall. We're going to take this same 12, and we are going to multiply it by 2d6 to get his weight. By 11. I should be able to do this in my head. Please forgive me. So we have 12, and then we come down here. 0, and then 2, and then 1, 132. We're adding 132 pounds, so 172 pounds. Whoop, I'm sorry. 2. There we go. He's a big boy, isn't he? He's a big boy. Now, we're going to roll a percentile and see where he is in his life cycle. 80. 80 is... Oh, he's just on the verge of... yes, thank you. Thank you, GeForce. He's just on the verge of middle-aged to old. So we look at half-orcs here. And then middle-aged is 4. I mean, in the band, he could be just in the... at beginning is middle-aged, but you get what I was going for. Right? And so we have half-orcs at 41 to 55. This is his age group, meaning we're going to roll a 15-sided die. 1. All right, so in this case, he is 41 years old, and he is a middle-aged half-orc. Shedzar says there's a salsa stain on the upper part of the cam. You're saying? All right. I have a way. This is gonna be bright. Hang on. Well, I don't see a salsa stain. However, the camera does have what you could call a cataract, because there is still the piece of film that is the safety cover. Let me see if I can take care of this. I think it's a safety cover. Did I not take that off? There we go. All right, are we ready? Shadzar just pointed something interesting out. Here we go. And I don't know. The camera still had a thing in the middle of it. So arguably I shouldn't have peeled it off. Though, whatever. What's done is done. I have alcohol wipes. Are you still seeing a stain, Shadzar? We have some good battling going on. Derek just got caught up in stream. Derek goes on through planes, whatever. Stops on a 17. I owe Derek 100 EXP. There we go. Rowmonger falls over dead. Oh no, Row needs a res, please. Yeah, press F to pay respects for Rowmonger. Oh, Rowmonger, here. You can't do a res because you're broke now. Here, buy yourself a res, Rowmonger. Yeah, you're super dead. You don't have any money on you. Oh, you mean that thing in the corner of the chat? Something in the upper corner? Something in the upper corner, like... Are we talking... my microphone? Oh yeah, I guess it is a little bit in the screen. Are you talking about this thing right here? Cell D147 is blocked by something. D147. Oh, hang on. It's not salsa. This is, there you go. Although, it does seem like my camera is, fine-tuning things. Jose says that. Thank you. Oh, this was, my green screen. So, whatever, my green screen, there was a little corner up here that the camera wasn't catching as green. So I just moved my green screen a little bit, Jose. But hey, maybe it's not as satisfying as, what's her name on YouTube? Dr. Pimple Popper, right? It's not satisfying like that, but hopefully I scratched an itch for you all. Ro needs a new character instead of a res. Hey, Bubonic. Yeah, feel free to share it in Discord when you get there. Yep, that was the green screen. 'Twas no salsa, Shadzar. Although, hey, I guess we inadvertently, right? You kind of got that, like, satisfaction of peeling the protective film off of, electronics. There's still one on the top of the camera, too, but I guess I'll save that for a special day. Alright, we are finished now with this. Let's pop over to our background. He is a guild merchant or artisan of some kind. Folk hero, here we go. 7. Ah, Cobbler, shoemaker. Well, I'll just put Cobbler. We know what a cobbler is. And then we need to decide, does he make shoes or does he sell shoes? Is he Al Bundy? Romonger, res please. You're dead, but not for long. When the spell ends, you arise to find yourself as a female, half-elf sorcerer. Hey, you almost kind of came back as the character that we made, Romonger. Wait, what was that? Where the cat's at? Both. He's a maker and a seller. Yeah, he might be selling his own goods. Are you talking about this thing, Jose? This is the little bit tip cup here, and then there's the cat that's over here. He's trying to promote his own brand. Yeah, Del Corin, no ma'am. All right, he's going to get insight, and he's going to get persuasion. One type of artisan's tools. Well, I think I know what type of tools we're going to be getting here. Cobbler's tools. We get a language of our choice, which means we get common, orc, and question mark. Equipment. A set of artisan's tools, one of your choice. So we are going to get Cobbler's tools. A letter of introduction from the guild. A set of traveler's clothes. And a belt pouch with 15 guppas. We have insight and persuasion. Okay, so we have all that. There we go. The cobbler tools would be a Dutch oven. That's true if he's making the dessert style. Al Bundy with his new album Booty Time. Now I want to see Ford Fairlane again. There you go, Huenami. Also there was a question about the spreadsheet. Yep. Sorry, I saw you asked it, and I was narrating. Spicy, what I will do, there's a couple things on this spreadsheet that need a tweak in order to get them a little bit more lined up. I will post this tonight or tomorrow. Look for it, and I'll make sure to do like an at everyone or something. I'll try to be not annoying with it. I'll make sure it gets up there, Spicy Larry. And so, hang on, and then you can get this random roll guide going. Or if I can talk to Bubonic a little bit, too. Since I think Bubonic said he made it so it'll roll everything for you. I'm just doing it all in front of you so we can have a discussion about it. Alright. We have an Oathbreaker Paladin. This is going to be really compelling. You know, what if this is like... oh, shoot, what's that movie? Like, Falling Down? Right? You have your average, like... You have your average white-collar, whatever, middle management guy, and he's just been through so much, and he just finally, like, snaps, and he just needs to address the source of his problems. They have, not 16. 15 and 15. Okay. It'll be in the Discord, Larry. Just wait a little bit, and I'll make sure that it's there. Yeah, Shadzar, I do have one. I haven't figured out how to make it files only yet. But yeah, that's where I want to post the characters and the other things that we've made also. But I've just been, I've been really derpy, and I don't know how to make it a me post and read only for you all, or to be able to save files off of it. That's true, Shadzar. By the way, you're shooting your lasers at me. Pew! I dodged. Ultimate defense. Every fighting game teaches you this. You cannot shoot your eye lasers at me, Shadzar. I will defend against them all and take chip damage at worst. No problem, Larry. Okay, let's flesh out this guy's personality. 8 and 5. 8 and 5. I'm well known for my work, and I want to make sure everyone appreciates it. I'm always taken aback when people haven't heard of me. Or honestly, maybe in his youth he was a crusading paladin and something just sort of broke him. And I mean, so he's lawful evil, but I mean, he's just never tried to recover his paladinhood yet. And 5, I'm rude to people who lack my commitment to hard work and fair play. Ooh. I guess we're getting a good, maybe a better base. Ideals, 5. People. I'm committed to the people I care about, not to ideals. While this is a neutral, it's themed neutral, this can still very much work as a lawful evil guideline. Bonds, 3. I owe my guild a great debt for forging me into the person I am today. Flaws, 6. I'm horribly jealous of anyone who can outshine my handiwork. Everywhere I go, I'm surrounded by rivals. Ooh, all right. And by the way, Derek, right, we rolled him up as a Vengeance Paladin, and I think what we can do in this case, while he was an Oathbreaker, right? What if he still started as a Vengeance Paladin, and we can keep your idea? He fell and is now an Oathbreaker, and maybe he can redeem himself back to be on the hunt. Make it admin only and to post. And Discord is an 8 megabyte file size, but unlimited file hosting. Yeah, I actually upgraded the turbo so I could share high resolution screenshots in my Final Fantasy 14 in my Final Fantasy 14 Discords. Yeah, I think it'd be useful, Derek. Right? We're trying to tell a story. He wasn't just. You have to have an oath to break an oath, right? We rolled him Vengeance anyway, and you had a good lead in. So this was just his, young adult years, right? Vengeance, and he was a bodyguard, and he grew embittered after that. So that's great backstory. You're just spitballing. Hard part is figuring out what makes him tick and focus on developing the attachment to the party. I agree. Now, the variant, instead of... now, we said, well, he makes it and sells it. Here, he's a member of the Artisan Guild in that he cobbles, or he can be a guild merchant. Instead of an Artisan's Guild, you might belong to a guild of traders, caravan masters, or shopkeepers. You don't craft items yourself, but earn a living by selling the works and others, or the raw materials. So if we want, we can just make him a merchant of some kind. We can make him the general store guy. We can make him the office worker. He doesn't have to be a cobbler. And if that's the case, we can replace his artisan tools with whatever scales, with I don't know, some other type of tool. But you earn a living by buying and selling the works of others or the raw materials. Your guild might be a large merchant consortium or family with interest across the region. Perhaps you transported goods from one place to another by ship or wagon or caravan, or bought them from traveling traders and sold them in your own little shop. In some ways, the traveling merchant's life lends itself to an adventure more than the life of an artisan. Rather than proficiency with artisan's tools, you might be proficient with navigator's tools or an additional language. And instead of artisan's tools, you can start with a mule and a cart. Do we want to do that? Do we want to give him a mule and a cart, and he's a merchant that kind of goes around town to town selling stuff? And maybe he's just grown like really embittered about something? Hey, these are options. Let me know what you think. How does a Vengeance Paladin even fall, though? We can look at the oath for it, Bobicus, and we can find a way. Yeah, the king. Just run out of hate. The thing that moves you stops moving you. You just say, again, really? Seriously, guys? Alright. We'll get to that in a second. Let's go over to the races and go to Half-Orc. We are going to get 60 feet of dark vision. Goes nice in that third eye up there. Oh, I still have to tell you all about bright light vision that I came up with. Speed is 30. Dark vision. Menacing. We do get intimidation. That could be very good for mercantile purposes. Relentless endurance. Savage attacks. There we go. That was easy. Now, if any of you out there watching don't know what these mean, I just wrote down words. I'll go back and read them to you if you haven't been scanning them already. I'm putting them in as placeholders, and we can go back and discuss it as we talk about the personality of this character. Restitution. If my foes wreak ruin on the world is because I failed to stop them, I must help those harmed by their misdeeds. Dark Wolf Dark Wolf is coming up with a name already. Gurdon Adedes. Adedes? We know the spread we're using. That's an easy fall for those who were harmed. The weak should have fought against my enemies to the last. I hate them. Well, yeah, let's collapse this. Go to classes. Go to Paladin. And there's our protection, right? Remember, he's a protection fighter, or a protection paladin. Sacred oaths, devotion, ancients, vengeance. The oath of vengeance is a solemn commitment to punish those who have committed a grievous sin. When evil forces slaughter helpless villagers, when an entire people turns against the will of the gods, when a thieves' guild grows too violent and powerful. When a dragon rampages through the countryside, at times like these, paladins arise and swear an oath of vengeance to set right that which is wrong. To these paladins, sometimes called avengers or dark knights, their own purity is not as important as delivering justice. The Tenants of Vengeance. The tenets of the Oath of Vengeance vary by paladin, but all the tenets revolve around punishing wrongdoers by any means necessary. Paladins who uphold these tenets are willing to sacrifice even their own righteousness to mete out justice upon those who do evil. So the paladins often are neutral or lawful neutral in alignment. The core principles of the tenets are brutally simple. Fight the greater evil. No mercy for the wicked. By any means necessary. And restitution. So, looking at the tenets here, something has happened where he has... kind of as King said, he's mellowed out. He's decided to give in somewhere, or just say, I don't have the energy for this anymore. I'm not interested in this anymore. Or just something along those lines. Yeah, correct. Cones and rods do not work that way. So Shadzar, it's bright light vision is not for humans. I'll get to it. Don't worry. Jose, yeah, kind of like Batman. If you look at it, you're a divine Batman. Oh, you made a beastly monk boob on a dragonborn at that. Okay. Well, we need to pop over here because we have to consult the DMG. I think we're close. I think we are close. Villainous class options. Death domain for clerics. Ooh, spoopy. And Paladin Oathbreaker. An Oathbreaker is a paladin who breaks his or her sacred oaths to pursue some dark ambition or serve an evil power. Whatever light burned in the paladin's heart has been extinguished. Only darkness remains. A paladin must be evil and at least 3rd level to become an Oathbreaker. The paladin replaces the features specific to his or her sacred oath with Oathbreaker features. Alright, I'm going to keep this up here because we're still building this on a Paladin chassis. We are going to be getting a couple different things here. We're at D10s. We have 11 D10, and we've used 0 of them so far. We get all armor and shields. Simple weapons, martial weapons. Martian weapons. Heh. There are antimatter rays in this game. No tools. Wisdom and charisma are our saving throws. And we get athletics, insight, intimidation. Well, we already have intimidation. Medicine, persuasion, and religion as our skills. It's hard to become... Well, evil... Maybe it's evil in so much that he just stopped caring. Right? He is actually letting bad people do bad things because he said, why, people don't like me. They don't support me. They don't understand me. I'm fighting for them every day. And do I get a thank you? What do I get? And so you just let bad people do bad things. That's kind of a mellowing out. I'm going to go do my own thing. Good luck. I'll raise undead. They listen to me. Paladin, by the way, Oathbreakers can be necromancers. I think I like this guy the most of all the characters I've rolled. Well, I'm glad this is exciting you, Bubonic. Yeah, a Divine Batman, Jose. Holy Jesus, I need to play that. Or in this case, if not a Holy Batman, think of what's the character? Azrael? He's kind of like I think Azrael would be kind of like a way to put that out there. It said something about no mercy. Perhaps he ran into someone that his vow said shouldn't have mercy, but he gave it to him anyways. Yeah, and maybe it led to a bunch of people dying, right? In his own way, this character could be foreshadowing. This character could be foreshadowing what the guild master of the Thieves Guild is trying to do. That's something you seek absolution for, though. Not something that turns you an Oathbreaker. You don't fall just because you break your oaths. You have to spurn them with hate in your heart. If it makes sense to the story and the DM, I get what you're saying, though, Bobicus. I do. Oh, there you go, Bubonic. The mighty have fallen. Shadzar, 10 EXP down the drain. King is giving an example. Athletics, insight, intimidation, medicine, persuasion, and religion. If he was going to go vengeance originally, right? So we need to build a level 1 vengeance paladin. He already has intimidation. Probably, I don't know, I almost want to say athletics and insight. Right? To track people down, to climb, to power through things. Insight to be able to make distinctions in people's attitudes. Are they worth my saving as a paladin? As a vengeance paladin. Remember, he hasn't fallen yet. Well, yeah, a level 3 vengeance paladin. Well, and then he falls after that, but... I don't know. If you guys have better ideas, I'm going to put it in athletics and insight. I already have insight. Alright, that opens something else up. Persuasion? Maybe I already have persuasion. I was going to say maybe he offered people to turn around before he, to get them to redeem themselves before taking their head off or whatever. Offering the king's justice. So I guess, I don't know, we could go religion? You don't save people as a vengeance paladin, you let them become victims so you can go avenge them. You know, they are Dark Knights in that sense. Not Dark Knight isn't Batman, but you can bolster yourself that way, right? Oh, if there's you're the victim industry. If there's victims, I have a job. I want more victims so I can have a job. Restitution, if my foes wreak ruin on the world, it's because I failed to stop them. I must help those harmed by their misdeeds. You do, and you're supposed to feel guilty if you don't. And so maybe that guilt made him feel ashamed and reclusive. And then he raises undead because they listen to him. Alright, we get martial weapon and a shield. We'll just put shield up here. We'll give him a shield bonus. And we can give him a fun martial weapon. It doesn't have to be just be a longsword or something. We can give him a flail or a morning star or all kinds of fun stuff. Right? A morning star, like you don't want to bonk people. You want to pierce them, right? So you throw it at them, and if you don't just want to bonk them with it with the pointy end. 5 javelins or a simple melee weapon. I think he's a pretty javelin type of guy. I don't think he'd have a priest pack anymore, so probably an explorer's pack. Chainmail and a holy symbol. Divine Sense is that detect good or evil. We also get lay on hands. Oh, 5 times paladin level. So we have 55, and we've used 0 of them so far. Protection style. Spell casting, we will get to spell casting. We do get Divine Smite. Divine Health. And then instead of the Sacred Oath, we are going to be taking Oathbreaker as our archetype. But we're still going to be getting an extra attack. At least I think we keep this stuff. Hang on, it'll probably tell us. Otherwise, I'll just make a note here of everything that's past so Divine Health was kind of the last. But we get an extra attack. Aura of Protection. Aura of Courage. I've not made an Oathbreaker before. Well, I did, but it was an NPC, so I kind of made a skeleton. No pun intended. He wasn't a skeleton, but I kind of made a skeleton NPC, and I looked at some of the abilities that he got. I didn't really make a full character page for the NPC. Aura of Courage and Improved Divine. Oh, I'll just write that up here. There we go. All right, Sacred Oaths. Oathbreaker Paladin 3rd higher gains the following 2 channel divinity options. Channel Divinity. Control Undead. And Dreadful Aspect. This is really powerful, by the way. Aura of Hate. And we're not quite high enough for supernatural resistance, nor to be a dreadlord. All right, there we go. And then, of course, we get our spells here. There we go. Hellish Rebuke. Inflict Wounds. You can still cast Cure Wounds, but now you get to inflict them. Crown of Madness, which is sort of it's kind of a dominate. Darkness. Animate Undead. Bestow Curse. That can be very powerful too, because only a specific... Well, I guess there's two. There's a catch-all, but there's also a specific spell to break a curse also. There we go. Oathbreaker Atonement, which is something we should keep in mind. If you allow a player to choose the Oathbreaker option, you can later allow the Paladin to atone and become a true Paladin once more. The Paladin who wishes to atone must first shed his or her evil alignment and demonstrate this alignment change through words and deeds. Having done so, the Paladin loses all Oathbreaker features and must choose a deity with a sacred oath and a sacred oath. With your permission, the player can select a different deity or sacred oath than the character had previously. However, the Paladin doesn't gain the class feature specific to the sacred oath until he or she completes some kind of dangerous quest or trial, as determined by the DM. A Paladin who breaks his or her sacred oath a second time can become an Oathbreaker once more, but can't atone. Because let's face it, like, come on, at that point, are you going to be taken seriously? You got your one chance. King says, Bobicus, technically you only have to help the people harmed by their misdeeds. They're not harmed if you save them, and therefore you didn't have to save them. DM Guide says, Oathbreaker Paladin loses previously gained oath spells, just above spells list. Yeah, so, this is why these are his Oathbreaker oath spells that he's getting here. Otherwise, he'll have access to Paladin spells, but this is what he's going to be getting as an Oathbreaker, Dungeon Master. If my foes wreak ruin on the world, it is because I failed to stop them, replies the Bobicus. Okay. Now we need to put a little bit of meat on his bones here. Oh, that's gonna... Our background. I forgot to fill in our feature real quick. Ding, ding, ding. Here we go. Guild membership of some way. Now remember, we can make him a merchant, right? He just sells stuff, and maybe he travels around. We can replace his artisan's tools with a mule and a cart if we want to. Or we can have him be a producer of goods in some fashion. All right, so King is like... You know, so this is like the line, right? And he's on one side, Bobicus might be on the other, or whatever. I get what you guys are saying. Let's go back to Paladins. We are going to get, at 11th level, we get 4 slots here, 3 slots here, and 3 slots here. There we go. That was nice and easy. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Our proficiency is +4. There we go. Alright, so we should focus on strength and charisma. And half-orcs, by the way, get 2 strength and 1 con as their modifiers. So if we start with a 15 here... Charisma's for spell casting. We should probably go 14 here. 13, 12, 10, and 8. I don't know. What do you all think about this stat spread? That'd give him a starting 17 strength and a 14 con. And then he gets 2 stat bumps, right? At level 4 and at level 8. And he's just close to getting his next one. Bobicus is playing the judge and jury to the executioner of King Von Allais. $17, 14. So we can erase these. He'd probably put 1 bump into his strength. And the second... I see him being kind of charismatic, right? He has intimidation and persuasion anyway. And if he is selling or making things... That's my argument anyway. 4, -1, 2, 0, 1, 3. With this now, we can put in our numbers. King, you're threading a needle for sure. We are making an argument of possibility, but this is... I don't think we're worrying about that is the case here. Chainmail is 16, plus a shield bonus of 2 is 18. And our initiative is -1. Our hit points... let's see. At first level, he starts with his full 10. And then we are going to add in 10 more... Whoops. Plus 10 more levels of half plus 1 for his hit die, which are going to be 6. Whoops. Then we have 10 levels. Well, actually, we have 11 levels of a +2 con. So here we have 22. We have 60. 70. He has 92 HP. Nice and easy. Look at that. We'll fill in some martial weapon. This will be easy, though. He gets a +8, right? His strength modifier plus his proficiency. And javelin's going to be the same, because even though it's a ranged weapon, it has the thrown quality, which means he can add his strength modifier instead of his dex if he wants to. It's the opposite of... it's kind of the opposite of finesse. +8 +3 +4. So we have a 15 save and an attack of +7, if that comes into play. Spell slots was 4, 3, and 3. There we go. Now, something to keep in mind for spell casting, because paladins can choose their spells every day. So we can make a spell list for him that would reflect, hey, I'm going to wake up on an average day and this is my suite of spells. Though he is going to get paladin spells equal to your charisma modifier plus half your paladin level rounded down. So we're going to get 8 spells. And so, I don't know if we wanted to go, like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I don't know, we could do all first level and ramp them up if we wanted to. But he gets 8 spells. Paladin, 8 spells available. Not including his Oathbreaker. Those are constantly on his list. Whoops, not wisdom. Not wisdom. And we had 15 and 7. 15 and +7. Lay on hands was 5 times paladin level, and 555. Oh, he can heal for days, and we've used 0. All right, so his spell sheet is effectively done. We can add some personality by showing a snapshot of his average day spells. His personality's filled out, so really the only things to worry about are what are the main weapon we want to give him, and also, well, he does have a language outstanding. Do we want him to be sort of like a traveling merchant, right? We want to give him a mule and a cart, and he travels around selling goods, buying, procuring, making deals, things like that. Or do we want to make him an artisan, and so he is actually, maybe he's not a charlatan per se, maybe he does actually make shoes. However, he's a fallen paladin. Well, look at it this way, Bobicus, right? If you get... Here, if he gets Control Undead and Dreadful Aspect, what if he now says, oh, I'm going to make victims or something? Maybe it was a failed attempt at trying to stoke a grievance industry. He wants to make victims so he can come in. Well, that's an evil act. Look at this. He gets Hellish Rebuke, Inflict Wounds, Crown of Madness. You know, this isn't about the hunt. This is about controlling people, controlling corpses, animate undead, bestow curse. You're cursing people. It's not an honorable hunt. It's not a good guy versus bad guy, cowboy versus Indian. He is going to go all out, and he doesn't even need reasons. Like, he's not abiding by tenets of, I only hunt down people who the sheriff's office has a sketch of, or something along those lines. He's taking the law, like he's Punisher. He's the Punisher, if we want to use a Marvel reference. He's murdering bad guys, but still murdering bad guys, especially not in self-defense, is still murder. So he's not enacting vengeance. Maybe he's a murderer. Maybe he just said, "Look, I'm not even doing this for a divine cause. I'm doing this for my own." And inside of him, you know, he's producing this Oathbreaker effect. There's a lot of ways we could look at this. Dark Wolf says, "I think he should make high quality yet still overpriced shoes." See, that's evil, right? If he doesn't have a sweatshop, you know, it's costing him like 2 silver to make a pair of shoes, but he's selling them for 20 gold. And people will line up outside of the store and they'll buy them, if not like steal them and shoot each other over them. Yeah, we're looking at technicality. So, but what this means, so Babakis and King, I get what you guys are saying, and it is an interesting breakdown. What this is coming to is we really just have a big sandbox to play in. We can just give him a theme, and there we go. I don't think we'd really need to split hairs over the tenets of his original vengeance and why or how. Like, we should know these things as a player character, but we need to go through and look at the very nature of this. I don't think so. But Dark Wolf is saying keep him actually as a cobbler. So he is an artisan, and he makes shoes. Maybe he makes cursed shoes because he does have bestow curse. Maybe he makes cursed shoes. That's evil. Huh? Well, we could talk about what he's established a vengeance against in his past, but it's not going to be about stairs or stuff like that. Yep, there we go. See? Alright, I need to go use the restroom and continue the vicious cycle, maybe by making more tea. I might just do that too. I've had my nachos and cheese and everything. However, oh, by the way, we have a 19 strength. Our carrying capacity is 190. And we're going to remember this stuff. AC, we have all this here. Big, fat HP pool. A lot of good stuff going on here. He's a big boy, all right. So this is, I'll tell you what, well, I'm not going to go to my usual break screen. I will do this. In order to better fill this out, I'll just turn the webcam and mic off, and I will keep this up on the screen. So hopefully this is a little easier to read about things like the Tenants of Vengeance. That kind of rhymes. It's a shame that Oath of Vengeance is on 2 separate pages. Anyway, here's the Tenants of Vengeance, and here's his personality. We can establish him as a Vengeance Paladin, and somewhere along the line he falls. And we'll go from there. There we go. So there's the channel. By the way, abjuration. It works. Anyway. I know it's kind of a... Anyway. I gotta use the restroom. Here's the stuff. Talk amongst yourselves! I will BRB.